Yeah,
Yeah.
nice to meet you. Yeah, fantastic. Hey, so yeah, well, I'm glad we're able to have a lesson here. And I liked your comments that, it sounds like you were super open-minded and curious to learn more about jazz and yeah, so let's just jump in, hey, can we listen to your excerpt that you sent? Okay, so let's listen to it and then we'll make some comments, okay? So, and then we'll get into some other things and other.
Mhm.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna share screen, and you can look at my screen here, and I'm going to say go ahead share screen, and we're going to go over here. Okay. So I'm going to push play. Here, I'll start from the beginning.
1, 2, 3.
Mhm. The melody sounds great. So nice. Okay, I'm gonna stop it right there. Okay, let's go back to our other screen, and I'm gonna just I'm gonna stop sharing. Okay, so I'm back here, and I just wanted to say, yeah, it sounds really good. You've got all the basics of sound, tone, intonation, everything. Your timing, your phrasing is good. I think you hear the changes happening. So, what's happening also is that I think occasionally you're playing some wrong notes on the harmony because you're still in the last chord you were playing maybe, or you're approaching it maybe thinking about just something that and you're playing, and that's good. And generally, that's the best way to play is to play by ear, and those little mistakes. That's not going to be that big a deal. In fact, it sounds good. It's presentable for a concert and all that kind of thing. So but what I would say is just be more meticulous. That means more careful, have more attention to the small details of the scales and the note choice, so that you can like sometimes like on this first chord like right you're hearing okay if, I think sometimes I'm hearing like a major seven sometimes come out or something like that, like a you know like just occasionally just like a wrong note, and it sounds kind of glaring, and it might not always be on the first chord. Maybe there's only about 4 chords on this tune, right? So you got like on the last chord especially, did you notice the difference how it kind of goes to the you know, ba ba. It goes to the F7 chord, da 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 da, and that's like an A flat 7 chord. And so then on that one, you can't play a like a the major um like on that will work, but it'll be watch watch some of the wrong notes that are coming out. And so what I would say is that's but you know we're going to talk about that in greater detail, but in general, just to get my first few comments out, I think the main thing I would want to work on with you is rhythm. And I liked at the end of your solo the rhythm, you started going da 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 da. You know, you threw in some triplets, and that was interesting. And sometimes you get in one rhythmic kind of phrasing that keeps repeating over and over instead of breaking out of that. So if it's like eighth notes are, you've got that concept. The eighth note is the main kind of way that we present our melodies in at this tempo. But you probably have the technique to go, you know, I heard you you know what I mean? So, like, more variety with your rhythms is what we want. Okay. I mean, what kind of music is your favorite kind of music right now?
um, like jazz, and
Oh,
a lot of Spanish music.
like what kind? Like you like from Spain, or do you like salsa, like, or do
Oh,
you
like
like
from
merengue
Mexico.
or cumbia or
It's mostly like banda,
oh, banda? Yeah.
classic like trumpet, like all brass, and then the guy singing. And then currently, I really listen to a lot of corridos, like it's
I
like
don't even know what is that.
all guitar,
Okay, yeah.
all acoustic guitar, and they're going like really fast, and then like there's like a little solo in the middle between every song.
What's it called again?
They call it corridos tumbados.
Man, where is that from?
It's in Mexico. It's like
Are you Mexican?
yeah,
Oh, okay, cool.
it's
Bond
like
is Banda with like with the tuba?
yeah.
Okay, yeah. Okay, I think I know what that is. I've heard that. And I have never played that. I've played like salsa, cumbia, and merengue and those kinds of music from and a little mariachi actually.
Or
Um
like
you like mariachi too?
yeah, it's like my I grew up with banda and mariachi because of my family.
Really? Are you actually from Mexico?
Like my family is, and like my family is not me. I was born here, but I'm
Oh,
fully.
wow, super. I've been there a few times. It's great. I love Mexico. So, well, I mean, one thing um that I think is going to help your playing instantly is syncopation. Okay, because do ba do ba do ba do ba do. It right now syncopation is what we want to get into your playing because you sound marvelous. You sound great. You got clear tone, intonation, like I said, and your rhythm is good, right? So it's just like it's not that your rhythm is it just needs a little bit more modernization, right? So basically like let me give you a demonstration. I got my metronome right here. This is a good way to practice. Okay. So so 1 2 first I'll put it on 1 and 3. Okay, 1 2 3 4 do ba 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 do ba de ba boo ba de ba ba sa ba da ba da da Zaba ba boo do do ba do da do 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 da 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 Okay, so did you notice how many times I had upbeats? Like I'm gonna turn this off for a second. Like da da ba ba Okay, the upbeats are the syncopated ones, right? And also 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Those are also syncopations in terms of 4/4. You want to emphasize 2 and 4 to get a swinging feel if you're playing quarter notes. Okay, and Miles Davis does this on his song, da do da, like that 1, 2, 3, 4, and leaning in with the sound with your volume goes up a little bit on 2 and 4. You know what I mean? And 1 and 3, you want to de-emphasize those because those are the more predictable beats, right? So you don't want to always emphasize what's so predictable. Jazz is like that. You want to be slightly unpredictable when they're listening to you, but then you always give them. Yeah, you want. I don't know if you're taking notes. Thanks, man. That's great. I love to see guys take notes. But right now it sounds like you're playing something that you want it to sound really nice and pretty and like a song should sound, obviously. I mean, that's how we like to hear music, is like, oh yeah, it sounds good, but sometimes you want to, this is kind of a bad analogy, but like, like a boxer, like, a good boxer, you don't know which way they're coming. You know what I mean? It's like one, okay, one. Oh no, it's over there. It's the left. Oh, what's going on? So it's like it's the same thing with music, with jazz music especially. And I think even on some of the musics you were talking about, like some of the Hispanic music that I played has lots of syncopation in it too. And I think that's what we want to get into your playing more. Okay, is that rhythmic feel of syncopation. So in other words, we could do some exercises right now, if you don't mind. I mean, what it is, and I've got a page. Actually, I'm going to pull that up for you, of like a bunch of notes that I've written about jazz improvisation, like a little philosophy, that you can read, and maybe we'll go through that a little bit later. But one of the things I say is that if you want to get your rhythm better, you have to think like your instrument is a drum. You know what I mean? And because if you were to play a good drum solo, people would clap, right? I mean, they would be like, yeah, that's good rhythm, or that's a good drum solo, you know? And, a drum solo on a song like this might go like, you could just think about it. I mean, you can play whatever solo you want, but I'll give you a demo. Like if it's okay, if this is on 1 and 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, boom, boom. You get it. Okay, so I ended around bar 8 of a blues. Okay, but that's one thing I like to do with students, is to get their rhythms turned on, because you probably have it. You're just not letting go of those rhythms yet that are inside of you, because you're trying to play so correctly and restrained in a way, like, you know what I mean, like rhythmically, to make it fit right in the 4/4 and keep your place in the song and all that stuff. But if you have a good sense of this song, that it's 12 bars long, and so that's 3 4-bar phrases, then that helps you build your drum solo. You know what I mean? So you're like, so it makes sense. So you end at the right time, all your phrases. And so watch. Now I'm going to put it on 1 and 3, or 2 and 4. Sorry. Okay. 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Do 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 do. Jabba dibba 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 dee do ba do bip ba 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 do 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 ba do do da da do 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 ba ba dee jabba dibba dee jabba dibba 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 dibba. Here, and that was a full chorus. Okay, and so I went in and out of singing actual notes and actually just playing drum rhythms. You know what I mean? It's the same. It's totally the same. And if you can play an interesting drum solo on your trumpet, then you're getting somewhere. You know what I mean? Then people are gonna be like, let's dance. You know what I mean? That's like what it's all about. Like, in a way, I mean, people don't dance at our concerts much, in the jazz concerts, but they used to. And, and that's where kind of this music came from. And so, like a lot of the music you were talking about, it's like people are getting up and dancing, right? I mean, and so
Mm.
let me turn that off. Hey, do you have a metronome? Would you mind um, giving me a
Yeah.
little bit of this interaction here at this point? And so maybe put it. We'll try it with you on 1 and 3, and then we'll switch it to 2 and 4 later, after a few tries. Okay. And what I want you to do is think about more syncopation, upbeats, and break up those eighth note. I mean, I like a flowing eighth note line myself, believe me. But now I think we want to see if you can break up your phrases a little bit. Okay. And create some interesting rhythms. That's what we're gonna go for.
Okay. How fast do you want me to go?
I've got mine at 50. You could go up to 60, maybe between there.
Is that good? Is that 1 and 3? Or,
Keep it going.
I just I don't know how to have the downbeats on 1 and 3 though.
Is it that is it on 50 beats per minute?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm only hearing a couple of those beats. Maybe. Okay. Okay. So the beats will be right on
Yeah.
1 and 3, the ones we can hear. And so, why don't you? It seems like it's going off, on and off. Is it? Or maybe that's just the computer microphone.
Maybe I think it's the computer because right here is going. It's like constant.
Oh, okay, good. Okay, so something's making it go in and out. Why don't you just give it a try, and I'll listen without us talking. I think that's what's making it cut in and out. So, and just start either you can drum, you can sing drums, you can whatever you want to do. Okay, no trumpet. Yeah.
And you want me to focus on syncopation, like offbeat?
Yeah, sure. Just improvise.
Okay.
Improvise a nice drum solo. That's gonna be your goal, and 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 think about 4-bar phrases like this was a blues. Okay, and tell me when you count yourself in, like a 1, 2, 3, 4, so I know where you are.
All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ba 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 ba
Yeah,
ba 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 ba.
yeah.
Something like that.
Hey, I like it. You know what I mean? It already sounds like if you put notes to that, it'd be a little more interesting.
Mhm.
And that's what I think. Personally, it would be a little, more exciting. It sounds like you're really improvising rhythmically plus the notes now. Like, if because that's jazz to me. I think the rhythm is more important. And even though your time is good, you know what I mean by time, right? It's like your rhythm is good, it's not that interesting yet. You know what I mean? In terms of jazz,
Mhm.
it's correct, but it's not like it doesn't bring me in. And you want to lure me in with your good rhythm. Like, okay, I'll give you another couple examples, and then I'll put it on 2 and 4 this time. And remember,
Okay.
it's one. See if you can hear this. 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Do 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 da da do ba dee da do da da da. Ba ba dee da ba dee ba da 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 da. Do da da da. Do ba dee ba do ba beep boop do ba dee da. And right there, that was the end of the chorus, right? So that was 12 bars. Okay, now I want you to do something like that. If you're not ready for the notes yet, don't worry about it. But that's where we're headed. Okay, just so you know. So do another drum solo, but this time put the metronome on 2 and 4, and go ahead and sing me a rhythmic chorus and add notes if you feel like it. Okay.
Mm. Wait. I kind of don't know how to put it on 2 and 4 for the downbeat to happen on 2 and 4.
So just say 2 on one of the beats that you hear, and then just start counting forward, like 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. And you'll get it. Try it. Try to figure that out.
Okay. 2, 3, 4.
No, it's like this. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Remember that these are half notes on the metronome, right?
Okay.
So but now we're gonna put the half note on 2 and 4, so they tie over the bar. It's how a lot of jazz rhythms are felt like that, with that emphasis on 2 and 4. So you want to start hearing rhythms like that. It'll open up a whole galaxy of rhythms for you, and this works in Latin music too. It's very related. I've worked with people that say it's the same stuff, the same essence of swing. Okay, so it's gonna, once it turns on in your mind, you're gonna get it. I'm positive. Oh, anyway, try it again. Try it again.
No. 2, 3, 4, 1. Oh, wait, no. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2.
That was good. You're getting
Oh,
it. That's exactly it. And
okay.
now, and then start doing a drum solo, and I'll know when you're starting. Keep
Okay.
saying 1, 2, 3, 4 until you get going, and then keep going with the drums or whatever. Sing.
2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2. Oh, no. My bad. I got it this time. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 2. Ah. Okay. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Ba da ba 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 da ba 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 da ba 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 ba. Oh, something like that.
Hey, good work. I know it seems strange, right? But this is the kind of this is called the backbeat, right? 2 and 4. And this is when you're playing in a band, in a big band or a combo, you're gonna hear the drummer go like this. I know, saying 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, and that's called a shuffle. Okay, basic shuffle feel. Okay, now in a lot of jazz, like even on I think Freddie Freeloader, I think Jimmy Cobb, the drummer, I think two, got one, two, got. I think he puts it on before every 2 bars. You know what I mean? So he plays a little bit of that backbeat there, but it's more subtle on the Miles Davis recording. But it's there. That's why it sounds like jazz. Really, I think is the 2 and 4. And so you want to get used to hearing that and then improvising. And then once you hear that, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's the top, right? 12 bars. And so that you want to get a sense of feeling that 2 and 4 at all the different tempos. And then this is something you can practice while you're bored in class, or maybe your classes are great, probably. So don't maybe practice too much during class. But if you're bored in life, you can be jamming in your head, about rhythm. Like I go, sometimes you're standing in line for something and you're just bored, right? Or you're in the shower and you ever sing in the shower, that kind of thing. Practicing when you're away from the trumpet, so you develop your rhythm. And then the next thing is to put notes with it. Okay. So, and since we're both trumpet players, then this comes in handy because I can go do da dee da dee da da do da do 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 do. Here, I'll turn this on. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Ba boo da do do da. Ba ba dee dee ba dee ba dee da do da ba ba da do 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 da. Da ba dee do do da. Boo ba da ba da ba da ba da ba da ba da da do da. Stuff you can play easy, right? Da ba da ba do ba do. Do ba ba do. Do ba do. Do ba da 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 do da 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 do. Dee 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 beep beep ba beep boo da boo ba ba da boo da da. You see what I'm doing? I'm 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 getting the physical muscle memory built up with my ear and the rhythm all together. And I don't even need, maybe you just did a 4-hour orchestra rehearsal and you can't play your trumpet anymore for a while anyway. So you practice this way, and I think it's valuable to practice away from your trumpet and get, like, if you really want to get good at the blues, I still practice the blues. It's the basic thing, right? That we all keep working on and refining, because it's kind of one of the pillars of jazz, and it holds the whole thing up. It's like, blues, but Western harmony, and it coming together with the African style drumming and stuff like that. And it's just like, it's its own thing now. But the blues was like a big major part of it, right? So I'm still working on the blues every day. Okay. And now I want to see you do something like I was let's get you a pitch. So I've got ba bo da do da, right? So can you sing, you can sing the roots if you want, now that you are playing more interesting rhythms. Now just go da, 1, 2, 1, 2, da la la da ba ba da 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 da. You see what I'm doing? I'm still just playing the roots. The you know what the root is, right, of a chord? Do you know what that means?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So you
Yeah,
play the root,
the
but
first note of the chord.
first note of the chord, right? And then you play that with good rhythms. Go for it. Let's hear it. See how good your pitch is.
He's improvising on that one.
No, well, you're singing.
He's
You're
improvising
singing.
on that one.
No, you're singing the
Yeah,
pitches.
but like also.
Oh, you can do that too if you want. Yeah, you can finger your trumpet. So I know that I can
And you want me to sing all the things?
yeah, sing the pitches and go for a good rhythm.
Okay. So, so. One, two. On 1 and 3 or 2 and 4?
You can do 1 and 3. Yeah, do 1 and 3 for now, and then switch it later when you get better. You'll like it. 1 and 3 is good.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Ba 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 da 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 ba da 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 ba 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 da 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 da.
Hey, great job. Have you ever done that before?
Not really.
Really? Because when you can just internalize the instrument, you know, without even ever playing it, it makes playing the trumpet much easier. You know, so like if you're just gonna play do ba dee da 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 da. So when you get back on the trumpet, you're gonna hear the notes, and they're gonna be kind of like from your heart, you know, because you're internalized them. If you know, this is the best way of saying it. If you're not singing it in your head, you're not hearing it in your ear, it's not gonna sound that good. Just improvising, like just because you know that the scale works. You want to hear it before you play it. You know, maybe that's a short way of saying it.
Do you sing
No,
solfege?
I don't sing. What?
Like, do you sing or sing the solfege or?
I mean, I don't sing professionally. I mean, I probably have a couple times, um, but I'm not. No, I don't sing solfeggio on this. I've learned that, but for this, I'm thinking about the notes though. I'm like, third one, full. Then you hit the F chord, F da da seven, six. Like I can go up and down the scale. Da 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 da. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Flat 7, 1. Da da da. Ba ba do do da. You know, and locking in. By the way, I couldn't see your fingers. You got to hold your trumpet up a little more when you were giving me your demonstration. I couldn't check your fingers with what your voice was singing, but you were singing some pretty good stuff. I figured it was it together? Were you playing? Were you singing the same things as your fingers?
Probably not.
I
Yeah.
don't know. Well, that's a good test. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so then, like, you sing it, and then you try it on your, and then if once those two things are come together, you're gonna be like way on another level, you know, a totally different level. So that's the main thing. Okay, so now, um, hey, I'm gonna share screen for a second, and I'm gonna show you this list of things I learned and things I try to teach students. It's general thoughts about improvisation by me, and this is good. You've always play with good sound. This is the first thing people hear, and they either like your sound or they don't. It's easy to have a good sound, and there are many ways to achieve it. You've got a good sound, so this is not your real problem. But check out this next part. First, pick the appropriate sound for the song that you're playing. Blues sound. What's that? Vibrato, maybe? I haven't heard your vibrato much, and that's a real personal touch you can put on music, right? Maybe on a blues, it's time to growl or bend a note. A rock sound, what's that? Usually, you know, I said full throttle playing, but not always. Yearn and earn. So, you know, rock sound might be a little different than your classical sound. And then ballads, maybe that's the best sound you can produce, right? For yes, romantic sound, probably some vibrato, right? Swells, you know, all this stuff. A lot of jazz is played with a smooth, well-supported sound. That's what you've got. That's good. And then with just a little bit of vibrato here and there. One thing I noticed with your playing, you don't shape the ends of the notes. Like if I go, like the end of the note, it starts, a lot of jazz musicians have a little vibrato at the end, but they hold it straight, you know? And also, there's things you can do to the front end of notes. Like on Freddie the Freeloader, notice how they kind of play it differently a lot. They can ta-da, and then da-da, or da-da. There's things you can do, right? Don't always play perfectly, like, you know, Steve Leiserine wants you to play. Okay, this is going to be totally different, right? He's a great trumpet teacher, obviously. So do everything he says. But, you know, for jazz, it's about being expressive and doing things a little different, sometimes unpredictable, right? And something that makes people want to investigate it further, right? So, and if you, you know, okay, anyway, so let's keep going on with this list. Um, I said, once you decide on your sound, keep it focused and consistent, use steady air. Technically, you can increase the resonance by long tones, right? Okay, rhythm, steady rhythm. You've got steady rhythm. But here's part A. I say, every instrument is a drum. Keep playing drum solos in your mind and translate it to your instrument. And if you play a coherent drum solo on your instrument, everybody will like it, including you. So a good drum solo has good phrasing. Like you can feel the 4 bars, you know, and it should be the same with your trumpet playing. Don't just stop like in the middle of a phrase and you know, the rhythms need to make sense, right? Okay, so build on the rhythmic ideas that you begin with. That's a big one. And your playing will suddenly make sense. That's the big one for you, I think, right now. Okay, your playing will make more sense if you build on the rhythmic ideas that you begin with. I'm going to send this to you too. I'm gonna email you this little PDF, so don't worry about that. And learn how to play in 2 and 4 bar phrases. And don't forget to end your phrases. You know, things have a beginning and an end, right? In the middle too, okay. But end it. Good. You're kind of working to the ending usually. So it's gotta go to where you want, okay. Also, this is good. You don't rush too much. Not rushing, not dragging. How sparse, leave some space, how dense, leave room for growth, you know, this kind of thing. Here's a good one for you. Number 3, personality. Find a personality. Strive for a personality that other people will like while still being true to yourself. You know, you can think about that. And here's one. Don't be a robot and don't just play what teachers tell you to play. Play your story to us, even if you don't know much about scales. That means, like, play your story. I had a bad day at work. You know, that's my story. I don't care about the scales. You know, that's the blues. You know, that's the kind of thing we want. You know, like, tell your story. Don't play the same way every time. You know, we all change day to day, right? And that's what this is. It's a mode of expressiveness, you know, expression, I should say. So this is what jazz is good for, is being able to express yourself. And, you know, personality trumps note choice. You can play some wrong notes, but if you have good personality, they're going to be clapping like this, like every time. And are you having fun? You know, how fun is it? Yeah, you know, you try to get fun with the rhythms and stuff. You know, just whatever can make you laugh, make someone laugh, everybody happy, loosen up, everything's cool, right? Okay, so now here's one. Imagine that you were in the audience listening to yourself take a solo. What would that sound like? If you were in the audience, what would you ideally like to hear out of your instrument? Just play that and practice that, you know, and then play what you like to hear, and you'll love your playing. You know, so, sorry about that. Sorry. And so, and if you like your playing, most people will like it as well. Okay. We didn't talk about articulation much. Sometimes your notes are a little classical. You know, ta 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 ta. You want ta ta. You can go. Don't tell Steve I told you this, but you go tat ta. You know what I mean? Cut it off with your tongue. The short notes, like that instead of, you know, don't stop playing that. I mean, don't play that on your classical stuff,
Yeah.
but on your jazz, you can go, and it sounds more like how we like it, I think. So you can explore different articulations, and I think that's going to be good. Expression, dynamics, soul. Okay, now this is the part you probably wanted more than anything, but you got to learn that the different notes of the chord they're unique, and you don't want to just play whatever. Like a third means something else on the chord, you know, than the fifth. Happy, you know, kind of basic. Oh, it's getting spicier as you get up, and you're like, okay, when you go build up, it has more tension. And if you like jazz, you're gonna start liking those sounds more and more, like John Coltrane and Miles Davis too. They're going for the upper part of the chord, so you need to learn your arpeggios all the way up to 13. Okay, like this kind of thing. Learn lots of melodies, and then transcribe parts of solos that make you say yeah, that get you happy, and learn those fragments in 12 keys. But play your favorite music, you know, and if it's jazz, find some jazz you like, and you know that's gonna help you play. I don't know how much the banda is gonna help the jazz playing. I gotta check that music out. It's like I think I've heard some of that, but I can't really hear it right now in my mind. But that's like because I don't. You might have a good concept for that, but right now your concept for jazz seems like it's not that developed yet because you just need to do more listening and internalize more of that music, and then, damn, start the best banda band ever. You know, with some of this influence, and just like take it to a whole new level. You know, there's probably some room for that, maybe. I don't know. And then look at over here on this, learn what a resolution is. They happen by half step and have been in music since before Bach. Points of resolution. The one chord goes to the 4 chord, and then, you know, how do you get there? And it's because you connect the 7th leads to the 3rd of the next chord. And you want to build lines with that kind of thing in there. Hey, so, you know, I see the time is probably, I've only got Zoom on for, I think I'm going to be timing out pretty soon. Were there any questions? I'll email you this and you can check it out. But do you have any other last minute things you want to talk about
Like
today?
when you listen to like a recording or a live performance of jazz, what do you listen to? Like what do you focus on?
First, I'm listening to the bass, and I try to learn the tune. You know, if you can really, because then I can start improvising. Then I can go sit in with the band. The first thing is the bass, and you know, if you doom 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 is what I was having you do, right? Play a good rhythm on the bass part. F F F F F F F C C C G C, and that's a basic blues, right? And so you want to be able to hear that away from the piano, start being able to do that, improvise over that, and then you're gonna have that song. You go feel good about improvising on it right away, I bet. And you know, learn the scales more quickly too, so you can play the 16th notes and 8th notes too, and mess with the quarter notes. Ba ba ba. You know, it's like Louis Armstrong was the king of the quarter note. You know, and he's really kind of one of the main inventors of jazz. And you know, that kind of rhythm is really important. just quarter notes too. So, but what do I listen to? Of course, I love to hear a good horn solo, saxophone or trumpet or trombone. It's probably my favorite. I love. Once I know the bass, though, I can really kind of start hearing what the piano's doing. That's the hardest one for me to hear, and so I go home and I try to play these chords on the piano, right? And so I'm not good, but you know learn how to voice some 2-5-1 chord progressions, and once you learn how to connect points of resolution on a 2-5-1, you're going to be okay. Really, that's what jazz is. A lot of these songs are the 2-5-1 chord progression. And yeah, if we talk in the future, if you want to learn more, I'm happy to tell you how to find these points of resolution. And you know what I did today that we didn't get to was I pulled up some recordings of these classic recordings, like Blue Monk, and Freddie the Freeloader, of course. This is the Abersold. This one's the Miles recording, and then check this guy out. This is Kenny Dorham. I wrote this. I'm gonna. You see how long his lines are and connected. That's just the blues in C for us and sped up. So that's where it's headed for you. So you want to take this exercise and be able to sing a good solo away from your trumpet. And then when you get to your trumpet, you're going to sound good, like way better. I mean, and so, and plus, it's going to make you happy. That's what this music's for. It's like, in the end, you're going to have something to do when you're away from your trumpet. You can sing this stuff. Top of the form here, right? And so that's when you can sing coherent choruses of blues like that, then you're gonna be like, okay, I can play all these other songs are gonna be super easy. Okay, they're gonna get easier. So, I don't know. I hope that helps. Is there any other stuff that you want to talk about today?
I don't think so, no.
Okay, well, I'm gonna stop share, and I'm wondering. I guess let's just leave it there today. And it was great to hear you play. I think you're just well on your way. You got great fundamentals and everything.